Hi guys and welcome to the return of the interview series. My name is Chris Tunn. I'm going to be your new host as we go on through the weeks with different interviews. The first guy we got on here though is going to be Rez. Rez, how are things going? Nice little wave from yourself there, but I just want to know how things are going. It's taken a little while to get you on here, just in terms of trying to organise this sort of thing. But how's life treating you at the moment?
Yeah, it's quite good. It's good. It's been a while to get on because obviously we're quite busy, like obviously work and stuff like that, and just trying to sort out schedules, especially with scrimming and stuff like that now. So at least we finally got it to get on. That's all that matters, really. We can finally get the interview done.
Well, obviously we're getting yourself on because you're a bit of a personality in the scene. You know, I mean, a lot of people know who you are. You have more followers than me. We'll not talk about that so much. Somehow, I'm just a washed-up caster at the end of the day. But I doubt that. No, but as things go on, obviously you are a big personality within the community, and you've teamed in a couple of okay teams. It's fair to say. I don't want to sell you short, but you've done all right at a few events. Which is going to lead me to my first question. What's your current team situation for some of the viewers who don't know?
At the moment, I announced 2 days ago because I took a break quite a while after Amateur Pro 3 because when we went there and we did quite well, and I sort of came out of it thinking, all right, well the CWL's coming up, I'll be able to get a good team for the qualifiers, and it just didn't happen. It just sort of I don't know, it just sort of fizzled out a little bit, and then, pardon me, just after the qualifier, just during the qualifiers, we got scrubbed the second round, so we had quite an easy bracket as well. We could have qualified. I think we played Spirit Gaming to qualify. You were quite good, not taken away from, but I reckon we could have beat them. So we got scrubbed in the second round because someone had the rules wrong twice, past Deke, isn't it?
I mean, we're going to talk about the CWL a little bit more as this goes on, but obviously, we've seen it even yesterday and today in the CWL, teams have dropped maps in the actual league from getting rules wrong and stuff like that. So it's obviously... It's very frustrating, but I mean...
Definitely. And then obviously after that I took quite a while of break because it just annoys you. You don't want to touch the game after being scrubbed out of a situation like that, because we beat them 250 30 on the hard point or something, and it was you smashed them. You don't want to... It's annoying. Yeah. So I just didn't play the game. I took this sort of... I was taking a balance between, do I cast on this game, or what am I going to do? Do I cast? Do I sort of look at going and just keep playing or something? So I completely scrapped the idea of playing, didn't play for a while, and was talking to a few companies about casting and stuff like that. Hopefully I have a few things lined up in casting like that at the moment, but sort of just to keep my head in the game and keep up with the updates and things like that, and obviously I wanted to get a good placement with the team, but at the moment I'm teaming with Robbie, Bids and Luigi, I can't pronounce his name. I'm teaming with a guy and I can't pronounce his name. I've never been able to pronounce his name since he started playing him. I used to call him Luigi because it's spelt funny, but so I'm teaming with them for the foreseeable future. Obviously if I get a chance to play in the league, then you take it. So if something comes up, then
I mean, you even look at that Challenger League and it's pretty stacked. There's some really good teams in there, but I mean, why do you think it is that maybe your team, I mean, realistically from my point of view, when I've seen you on Twitter, it seems like you're with different guys every day trying to sort teams out. Why do you think it is? Do you think it's hard for you to sort of... I mean, we see some teams stick around together with different people for 6 months or so. Do you think it's hard for you to nail something down, or is that just maybe you want to change all the time?
It's not that. It's obviously on AW I team with El Cambo for
from that's true.
Amateur Pro 2 all the way to the end of the game, because you casted the last event. So I team with them for ages. I've teamed with Cambo for 2.5 years, 3 years nearly. Yeah. So it wasn't that I was looking at doing that. I was basically from the start of when I started playing, I started the whole thing wrong. I played with people just to play instead of playing with people for serious, a serious game. Yeah. So on MW3 and Black Ops 2, I wasn't playing seriously. I was just somewhat just going to an event, getting paid to go to these events, and oh well, fuck it, but I don't care sort of thing. Yeah. I was I'm just gonna play, and then when it got to Ghosts, I sort of after the first event, because the first event was sort of a mess around. I got mucked about with teams and stuff like that. So after that, we went into I went into a month where I didn't do anything, and I ran the Fierce League, which was just an AM League thing. And after that, I really wanted to play, so I got a team with Cambo. I got to start a team with Cambo, because Campbell he was sort of recognised a little bit at the time. So was I, obviously, like name wise, but not playing wise.
Yeah.
So me and Campbell just we went, right, well, let's just go. We've got funding. We've got the full funding there. Let's pick up 2 players who we think can do well and just go to these events and smash it. And then we went to the first event, which is I-51. And we nearly beat TCM by 1 point on that.
I remember actually watching that game. I think I might have been casting it actually.
I think
it's a while ago. It's a while ago.
Yeah, it was I-51, not I-53, because we did the same at 2 events.
Mm-hmm.
So I-51, we did that, and then me and Campbell team for the whole course. And I sort of got recognition on that game, but not enough. It was like I was in limbo sort of thing.
Yeah.
Like people knew I was good, but I just wasn't getting the placements. Like someone would always let us down on the team or something like that, like little things. And then obviously Advanced Warfare came out, and then at the start of that game, it was me, Bance, we did the same thing. Me, Bance, Campbell, and Jim. I brought in someone who people were like, nah, they'll choke LAN. And
I mean, Bance has went on to
exactly.
Sorry to say, bigger and better things. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
the guy is
like we gave him that chance. No one would give him a chance. No one would give him a chance. He was sat online on Twitter moping, saying, no one's giving us a chance. So me and Campbell went, right, come team with us. And he was like,
that worked out.
Really?
It's worked out for him, hasn't it?
Yeah, exactly. He was like, really? I was like, here, Ben, come team with me. You're not going to lose anything going to the event. You're going to lose it online rep if you play bad. And I went, you're getting full funding. Like, you're not going to lose any money or anything like that. You need to go. You're good enough online to go. Why don't you just come with us? And he came with us. And I'm not going to lie, me and him played like quality that event. Campbell tells loads of people that me and him played like well. But it's because of his sort of he was the online player who came to LAN and performed, where it was sort of like, oh, Rez has been to like 10 events.
Typically you want to, if you're going to, sorry to interrupt, if you're going to talk about online players, and a lot of people talk about connection players, etc.
Yeah.
A lot of them actually do all right at LAN, though, don't they, when they come in?
The one person that I know has flopped massively was Reed. Do you remember Tech Reed?
The name rings a bell. I can't remember specifically.
He teamed with Viz, Lethal, and that at EGL7, and he was literally god online, like god. Like no one could touch him. The prof were getting raped by him, like proper paggered online by him. And he went to LAN, and the first game, the first series, S&D and CEF, he dropped 9 kills in the whole series. That was funny.
But typically, obviously, the players who do well online tend to do quite good at events. But, moving on to the next question, something a little bit different. So why do you think that, your popularity, where do you think it's come from? Because, I mean, obviously, on social media, controversial tweets every now and then. I know, obviously, you toned it down a little bit. But why do you think you are so popular?
Basically, what I think it was is, do you know the development of the subcom? At the start of Ghost. Basically, I sort of jumped on that sort of hype train thing in a way, and just like rocketed popularity-wise, follower-wise. I was on 600 followers at the start of Ghosts.
Yeah, I mean, it's been a pretty big rise. I mean, you've always taken me by quite a bit now. I mean, it's just not that I'm devastated about it at all.
Yeah. Well, it's mind-blowing for me as well, because Hesk did the same. Me and Hesk together sort of jumped on that hype train of the subcom and rode it out like, oh yeah, the subcom, like, as a joke. Yeah. And people started taking it seriously, like, whoa, wait there, this was a joke. And then people got their own identity, and it was like the own subcom teams, and then pro players started using it, and then sort of mine and Hesk's name started floating about because subcom leaders of the and then that sort of rocketed it off. And from there it was like, wait there, this is really weird. Like, and I was getting like people were coming up to me at like events like G3, like, oh Rez, can we get a photo with you? And Rez, can you sign this? And Rez, can you sign that? I was like, whoa.
So do you think your popularity was an accident, is what you're saying?
it was. I didn't mean to do it, but it was like untapped, sort of like an untapped idea that's been around in COD for years. There's always been that divide in the scenes. Okay. Like, it's always been the AM scene. Like you'll know yourself. There's always been the sort of AM scene and the pro players. But before Twitter, it wasn't seen. It was like Scrim Now thread, and then you had the realised Scrim chat that you eventually got kicked out of. Mm-hmm. So it was like it was really, really weird. And then I just pointed it out, and people jumped on it. So it was quite funny.
Well, it worked out for you in the end. And moving on to the next, what is next for you? Because I know we've had a couple of conversations about what you want to do. What's next for Rez at the end of the day? No, continue. I'm the same, mate. Honestly, went downstairs to keep this cat downstairs. We don't want the cat becoming in the middle of the interview. But anyway, we'll continue. What is next for you?
What's next? It's obviously I'm looking at playing sort of thing, but I don't think I can. The game just annoys me. Like, I love COD and I love playing it, but it's like I'll play it for like a day. The first day I'll be like, yeah, I want to play the game, and then the second day you'll get on. It's like a chore, and you're like,
Yeah.
I'm getting beat by people online that I beat at LAN. Like I beat a team on LAN. I beat this team. I've put them in the place, and now I've came online. I'm just getting like shown up by them. I'm like, I can't do this, and it just annoys me. Whereas I'd like obviously casting is like a big thing like for me, especially getting like compliments off like sort of you and like obviously other top casters in Europe, like getting the sort of the confidence off them like that you could do this, like, it's not a hard thing for you to do, it's untapped potential there. So it's always nice to hear that, so that's something that I'd look into.
I mean, I'll say it time and time again, you can either cast or you can't. It's not something you can necessarily, it's something you can get better at, but I don't think it's something that you can necessarily like you can't cast and then suddenly you can offer one bit of advice. I think it's you can either do it or you can't. Yeah, it's like something that I was talking to someone about. It's like it's not as if you suddenly the people can learn how to cast, but you'll never be able to cast. Like, so you'll be able to sort of like a free flow conversation, and you'll be able to just like sort of come up with things off the top of your head and really talk well. Like, you're well spoken, but you can't like teach it. So you've got people. Like, some players wouldn't be able to come into casting and be like fluent, and they'll never be able to do that. But then there's some people who could just potentially come in. Yeah, I mean, I think it's definitely an avenue you could definitely go down, like, and I know you are sort of going on with that.
Somewhat I just picked up, like, EGL 5, it was... I got into the Optic game. Somehow, I got to cast probably the biggest game of the event, which was TCM versus Optic, Mindfreak versus Optic at the time. And somehow I ended up casting it because you were eating. Gooch was on main stage with someone. So Rel had no one to cast it with, so I wanted to do it, and it just sort of felt natural to talk about it. Obviously, that was a terrible display of my casting, and I hope it's not like shown to any events, because it wasn't the best casting. It wasn't terrible, but it wasn't like what I did at DreamHack or Amta Pro. Yeah. Like I enjoyed casting. I felt like confident doing it there, but with that event, it was sort of like, whoa, we're there casting Optic in front of like 15,000 people when the stream peaked. I was like.
Well, you held your breath. I mean, going on to what's next for you, and I'm just going to try and get you to speed up your answers a little bit because this 10-minute interview is already 12 minutes long. Okay. I just want you to touch a little bit on what you've been tweeting about today, your new little project that you're on about. Yeah.
Basically, I've been looking into it. I think it would be a really good idea because you've got your ESL, which is in my eyes, the way I'm putting it across, is the best sort of the best sort of view of it from a normal perspective. You've got ESL, which are like your Sky Sports, so they run everything like the Sky Sports news and all that sort of stuff. Okay. But then you'd have you always have your Soccer AM and stuff like that, where it's like sort of like you can sit back,
a bit more laid back, easy viewing.
Crack, easy viewing. It's not all dressed up suits, blah 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 blah. Serious sort of talk. It's like it's sort of lounge viewing. So people could sit back after a night scrimming or something like that, and then just sit back and just watch us lot break down what's happened in the week, and just go over like you're looking at what happened in the previous week of the CWL or whatever games we look to go into or I look to go into, and whatever games there. Then you've got sort of like you talk about the upcoming fixtures, how you feel the league's going, all that sort of stuff. I've got terrible wind. And then you've got and then another idea which I think is really, really individual, especially that's why this is something that I think chat shows on old games didn't work because the reason they didn't work is because on this game you've got a weekly basis to talk about, which is obviously the CWL, and then you've also got something that people want to make money. So why wouldn't people want to come onto a show? Say there's me, you, whoever else we just for example. And we could go, right, well, I feel like this is a 5-fold hacker that could really work for this week. Yeah. And then you've got that XL, Epsilon, Splice, Millennium, blah, 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 blah. And then you do the same. Then the next person, the next person, the next person. People can bring up ideas, and it's things that people wouldn't think about. Like, viewers would be sat there with their set hackers, like, oh, yeah, these teams are going to win.
Yeah, it's picking the favourites all the way down. I understand it. I understand the concept behind it. I think... Yeah. I'm just going to cut you short on that answer because I think you've explained it quite well. And I said this 10-minute interviews, I went on 14 minutes, but moving on. CWL, I want your top 3 for each league, if you can.
For the American one, Optic. I think Optic, FaZe, and I'm gonna say I don't know the third. I haven't really followed the American scene that well, but I'm just gonna say CLG. I quite like CLG. I don't know why.
Yeah, potential. They're a good online team. Optic and FV, both very, very good teams. Europe. Now, I think there could be. Is this going to be a bit of a different prediction?
Yeah. XL first.
That's not necessarily arguable either,
Yeah,
is it? I
it's not
mean,
yeah. So I'm going to go with XL first,
okay.
and then I'm going to go with Millennium,
Even off
and
the back of their 3-0 to
yeah,
Vitality.
to Vitality. Obviously, I think it was just because the rules wrong, and if Mad Cat sort of like gets on a downer, he's on a downer. If that
Yeah,
makes
that's
sense,
fair.
like,
That's fair.
he's either on a downer, off a like a problem, off a loss, he'll either go down or he'll go up. Like there's no in between. There's no way of changing his mind either. And then you've got I wonder who could come in third. I'm going to go with Splice. I think Splice are really, really good. I reckon Splice could be Epsilon to that spot. No, Infused anyway. Infused. Yeah, Infused.
Yeah, I mean, what I like to see in the CWL, especially on the European side, it is really, really competitive, isn't it?
Yeah,
I mean,
it's like
everyone's sort of tipping Millennium for that first spot, but when you take it down to online, and I don't want to like take anything away from XL because they're a really good team either way, but online they are very, very strong.
yeah, online they're very strong. On LAN they lost a hard point to me. Like,
Well, how long ago was that? I think they've grown as a team,
oh,
you know,
yeah,
and I think they will actually go on to do good things in the scene this year. So we're gonna go a little bit more.
I was going to say one more thing on
Go
that. I think, in my opinion, they're the team to crack America
Do you think?
because they're so different and they're so random and they're just the Zeds.
They're very aggressive, aren't
Yeah,
they?
I just think that team can crack America. That's my opinion. I reckon if in Worlds they will do the best out of all the teams.
Well, that's a bold
Every
step.
every American team's got like they know what Jared's going to do, they know what Swanee's going to do, they know what Mad Cat's going to do. Whereas this new team, XL, are going to come through. Everyone's going to be like, who are these?
Yeah, yeah.
And they're just
I do. I like the squad. I can see where you come from on that one.
Yeah.
I mean, we'll have to wait and see. I mean, they would have to actually
definitely.
get to that point where they can maybe put that up. But I mean, I'm sure we'll see as
Yeah.
the season goes on. You know what? I'm going to have to quickly actually try and wrap this one up. We're going to ask you the last thing. I want to ask you your top 3 moments from every single event you went to. This doesn't necessarily need to be, you know, a player. It can just be a social if you like, but keep it clean.
All right, scumbag. My plain ones. I'm going to go with
Cleanish.
Cleanish. I'm going to go with plain ones mainly. One was breaking the top 24 curse because that hindered me for about 6 events. That was horrible. And then, I wonder. I don't know what that one could be. Probably Archeo and iRage was so much fun. So Archeo and iRage.
I've seen
so
it.
much.
Oh god.
And then my first land moment was turning on Jared, Gunji, and Moose in a single gunfight.
Is that actually being recorded on stream, or is this you just making it up?
You cast it. You cast it over that. I can't find it anymore. It's been deleted. I
think so. Probably for the safety of your own ego, it might have been taken down at some point.
And then you compare it saying was Swanee on the sticks when I played that game against TCM.
I don't remember saying that personally. Well, it's been great chatting. I know we went a little bit over the time. I think we'll probably end up getting another interview with you, and you know, there'll be things where we'll be able to talk more in depth about a lot of things, and I'm sure we'll see some things from you this year which might be different for yourself, like casting or this brand new idea that you do have that could potentially go on to be big things. But thank you for joining me, and guys, thank you for watching. Come back next week. Actually, it might be 2 weeks' time because I have a bit of business to take care of this weekend, unfortunately, so I can't necessarily get in for the interview. I'm a busy boy, but we will be back in a couple of weeks' time with another interview with another esports personality from the Call of Duty scene. And make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to the Esports Hub. Thank you. My name is Tunny, and thank you for watching. That outro was dick.
Oh, fucking hell, Tom.